Welcome back to Razmafsar TV. I'm really happy to be back here. I'm going to talk and present two different miniatures from the Shahnameh, from the great Shahnameh written by Abul Qasim Ferdowsi, the great Persian Iranian poet. These two miniatures, among hundreds of other miniatures, were analyzed in my book, Persian Archery and Swordsmanship, Historical Martial Arts of Iran. I'm going now here to describe the weapons used here, and as well, I'm going to talk about the techniques which are used here. You can see there are different types of techniques used here, and I will describe all of them here in detail. The first miniature, as you can see, shows different combat techniques. It shows a technique with neyze and separ. Very interesting and rare combination where you use a lance or a spear together with a small shield, shamshir and separ, sword and or sword and saber and shield, gors and separ, mace and shield, shamshir and separ here as well, using a neyze, a lance or spear double-handed, using a single shamshir in this first miniature. When we look at the first combat scene on top of the miniature, as you remember, it was here, you can see that the fighter, the warrior on the left, is wearing two sets of bazu band. These bazu bands, you can see that they have two leather cords. So it's a main plate made of steel, most probably, as most of them were, of patterned crucible steel, and it is chiseled on its surface. And the wrist is also supported by another plate. And so this is one of those bazu bands which are attached to the forearm via straps or cords, leather cords or straps. And as you can see, he's holding a small shield. The yellowish color of it indicates that this is a leather shield, and this leather shield is an indication it's a rhino hide shield. Back then they used rhino hide shield, buffalo hide shield, and some from elephant hide shield, where elephant hide was imported from India, Hindustan. You can see that, again, this is what I call qarch, mushroom. You see that the combination with the small shield, it's not only for dwelling, the so-called dwelling where many Western people, because of the so-called sword and buckler, I mean, they call it sword and buckler and try to use it and transfer it to Persian. We have different types and sizes of shield, and all of them are in Persian called separ, right? If it's small, medium size, or large shield, all of them are called separ. And you see that they have also sword buckles or ambos, which here, an indication that it was, normally they have a ring on the other side attached to leather cord. You see that his helmet is fluted, but it is one piece. It shouldn't, many helmets from this area, historical ones, are fluted. There is no way that, there's not an indication that they were Spangenhelm or Spangelhelm, as were used by Sasanian, where they used different plates and riveted to each other. Here in this period, and also in the Safavid and Timurid, most helmets were used made of one piece of steel, right? Sometimes the top of it was forge welded to it on top, but mostly one piece, and which was called tas-kolah. You see that the coif is made of mail armor, most probably riveted mail. And then he's having a gambeson. Having a gambeson doesn't mean that he doesn't have an armor. It could be that it is a qajar, meaning that between two layers of gambeson of cotton and canvas, or sometimes felt, it could be very fine riveted mail armor in between. This is qajar, jezerent, as we say it in English. Or it could also be that he's simply wearing a mail armor below his gambeson. He's also having thick, as you can see, boots made of leather. His shamshir is highly curved. The color, as most shamshirs back then were made of patterned crucible steel. It has a bold chalk, as you can see it here. Now, as far as the technique is concerned, you see that, okay, here is also he's having stirrups, right? His horse is not armored. As far as the technique is concerned, he's striking or cutting the arm of his opponent, which is who is trying to hit him. If it gores bar farq zadan, means to hit the top of his head with a gores. This is a flanged mace, right? I will come back to it. So he's hitting it, and at the same time, he is defending top of his head, separ bar sar keshidan, to bring the sword on top of his head. So even if he cuts the arm, bring the arm out of the way, because of the momentum of the gores of the mace, could be that it's going to hit him on top. So as a safety measure, he brings his shield up. You see this way he's doing it, his opponent, gores bar farq zadan, by pulling back his shield, this momentum, is like a launching system. He tries to create much more force. But as you can see, he's intercepted by the shamshir. He's wearing the same type of helmet. Both of them have nayzak, right? Spike on top of the helmet. He's using the similar shield. He's using the similar bazu band, also chisel. Flanged maces are shishpar or hashpar. 6 flange or hashpar, 8 flanged mace. He's also having a leather boot and also a very thick gambeson, possibly a jazerant or Qajar cant as well. Very nice, and also both of them having a belt. Let's go to the next one. The next battle is this one in the center. As you can see, he's using Shamshir bar Posh Sadan. His opponent is fleeing, so he's striking his back with a vertically downward cut with his Shamshir and brings his shield also down to create more momentum. With these experimentations, which I did with Petra, where I had an armor and Petra hit me from the left side of the horse and right side of the horse, we realized when you are here, hitting the opponent on the right side of the horse was much easier. And one of the biggest challenges was to hit someone on the left side of the horse, especially downward vertical cut, which Petra successfully, as a very good rider, did. But I just want to mention that. He's escaping, as you can see. Both of them have, again, bazuban chiseled. And interestingly, very interesting point, none of them is bazubans which cover the hand. Either artistic conventions, but we have bazubans, some bazubans without a coif, but most of them have hand protection. They are also wearing a gambeson, possibly a Qajar cant, both of them, fluted helmet, coif made of mail armor, both of them, as you can see it here. And he has here jopari. I forgot to mention that they don't have jopari, feather holder. These two have jopari, feather holder. The more feathers you had, the more was an indication of the amount of warriors you killed in battle, and also type of feather. This is a study I'm going to do soon and publish on that. Horses are again not armored. You come down to the next one, and the next battle is here. As you can see it here, this is a double-handed lance, neyze bar posht zadan. He's thrusting his opponent with his long lance. And as you can see, he's being helped by one of his companions, and he's also doing gores. This is an indication of gores bar farq zadan. There is no opponent on the way. He's approaching them, but this is like a cross guard with his arm under the armpit. He puts it here. And as you can see it here, so he's hitting him here, and his opponent is escaping and watched by his friends and companions who want to help him. Helmets are the same. I just said this one is also has jopari too, feather holder. And nasal, he has a nasal here. The other ones, yeah, he has a nasal as well. He doesn't. Nasal, which goes up and down. No, he doesn't. But he has a nasal, yes. This one, this one has a nasal. So we move on. And this one is very interesting. Again, one of the rare instances where نیزه و سپر, lance and shield or spear and shield are used together. Bazubands are again chiseled. We talked about chiseled bazuband, fluted helmet, riveted mail coif, and he's doing with the strike downward to the opponent who is being unhorsed, as you can see it here. Yeah, you can see it here. Here. And he lost his helmet, as you can see. He has a Jopari feather holder being watched by another one here. Same type of helmet. Possibly they have Qajar as well. If you go to the next miniature, in the next miniature, you see this, the same, because it's the same manuscript of the Shahnameh. They have the same type of bazuband, fluted helmet, spike. They don't have Jabari, and he's doing Shamshir Bar. Farq Zadan, at least he's trying, and by lunging, by bringing back his shield, he's trying to create much more momentum. And he's doing Sinekesh, chest draw with his composite bow. As far as the hand positioning is concerned, this is Qabze Morabba, square grasp. You can refer in my channel to see how this grasp is done. And he's pulling Sinekesh, chest draw, trying to shoot at him, and he's trying to cut him as soon as possible. In the other one, you see that here's Separ Bar Sar Keshidan. And again, the same technique we saw in the other miniature, trying to cut his arm, which has a bazuband, the same bazubands as in the other miniature here as well. And he brings his shield back, tries to hit with his Shamshir Bar Farq Zadan, but he's intercepted with Shamshir Bar Bazu Zadan or Bar Dast Zadan to cut the arm or the hand by the other one. They're also having leather boot. The same technique which we show it here in the other miniature, you can see it here, two-handed lance technique where he is being cut on the back with this thrust downward with the lance, as you can see it here. Here is Shamshir Bar Kosh Zadan, cutting downward cuts with the Shamshir. Again, bring this shield down to create momentum. So this is called Esfandiar. You can read it here. Arjas, we see, and Arjas is escaping. Possibly this is his shield and he lost his shield. His back is cut. Here you see then again two-handed lance. You see that some figures repeat themselves, trying to hit him. And he's escaping, going to his companions. They are looking. And this time he's being helped by someone with a single Shamshir. And he has his hand under the armpit, as cross guard under the armpit technique. Guard. And here there is a guy with a Shamshir and, he's trying to escape, right? The same here, someone with a Shamshir, possibly injured. You can find more information in my book, Persian Archery and Swordsmanship. I put the link here so you can buy it if you wish. Please support my channel, subscribe to it, leave comments, and thank you very much for your support. You can also become a member of my YouTube channel and also become a member of the Patreon. Thank you very much and have a nice day.